to dust off Cynthia Freeland's fantasy football trade machine now to the uninitiated. This looks like a dot matrix printer from 1986. But what is under the hood is really what is important here. So Cynthia, please let us know how this thing works.
I love that it has its own camera.
Yeah, right?
So funny. Look, the trade machine factors in the remaining schedules for each of the players that are input. It overweights the playoff schedules because you need the playoffs to be able to be worth the trade. And then it compares positions based on apples to apples. So you know certain positions are more valuable than others. So now you can kind of take a look at it with one specific number and then weigh it against what the trade is.
All right, so with that in mind, we went to the socials to get some of your trade situations here. This one from BW. Thoughts on taking Tracy and Cup in exchange for Jefferson? So let's go and see what does the trade machine think of this, and trade accepted.
Oh.
All right, so break this one down for us, Cynthia.
Well, a couple of things here. Whoever tweeted this in, I'm giving you hands up. Applause. Why? Because you told me the rest of your team, so I can see that you had awesome. Yes, Bradley Wayne, you had an awesome set of receivers, so that actually even helps. But this is the value 1-to-1 if you have these players and you're considering it. So Justin Jefferson, 101.1 left. Tyrone Tracy plus Cooper Kupp ends up being almost 156. So you're going to accept the trade, and especially because there's a running back in there with your already awesome wide receivers, this makes a ton of sense for you.
All right, so a good trade there. All right, let's move on to the next one. We'll roll the tweet. There it is. This one from asking, I think it's a good trade considering Dallas and CD's situation. What do you think? So David Montgomery and CeeDee Lamb for James Conner and Terry McLaurin. Now, on its face, that looks pretty even, pretty fair.
Which side is, who's getting what? Is this person getting CeeDee Lamb?
Well, either way, we'll see what the trade machine does.
Find that.
Yeah, you'll see. So when we break it down here, we'll show you. So it's not a great situation for CeeDee Lamb. It did go significantly down. However, you still have, remember, Terry McLaurin's already played his game this week.
Yeah.
So you would be getting a guy who hasn't played yet, and you probably benched Terry McLaurin, right? So there you go. But ultimately, it's the David Montgomery value being just a little bit higher than James Conner that helps solidify this deal.
Well, I'm also worried about Trey Benson getting into the mix with the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to see a lot more of that. And in addition to all that, even though CeeDee Lamb, I know he didn't play well in his first game with Cooper Rush, but like you watched Thursday night, right? Like you watched, like you can scheme a wide receiver out of this Commanders offense. So yeah, I would want to have I would just want David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Like of that, all those players.
Red zone, David Montgomery.
Always a good.
He's going to score 2 touchdowns this week.
2.
Yeah.
All right. I'm here for 2.
I'm here for 2.
I'm here for 1. 2's even better.
All right, let's see. What is our next trade situation here? All right, this one. Achane and Hawkinson for my Bijan Robinson. I have Otton on bye week. Is my league mate tripping or am I fumbling? By the way, we're both 9-1 and are going head-to-head this week. What should I do? This sounds sort of like you guys are colluding to stay at the top of your league. But let's see what the trade machine has to say about that one, and it is accepted. All right, so we're good here. So what are you seeing in this one?
Well, number one, I want to point out that even though Bijan Robinson has a very high value, look at Achane. It's the same situation, basically. Robinson has a very tough matchup against the Broncos this particular week. Achane, it's the Raiders. It's a little easier for him in terms of upside. And the fact that you also get a tight end to get you some flexibility there, that's very helpful as well. Look at the difference in value there. It's almost 50 fake points, and those fake points are really, really important.
Yeah, and I don't like to disagree with the trade machine that may or may not be older than me, so I'm happy that we agree on this because I normally don't like to be on the receiving end of a 2-for-1 because I'm giving the best player. But I agree, Achane and Bijan are very close, and then you add in a must-start tight end like Hawkinson, that seems like a win to me.
Yeah, and Achane with Tua has just been so much better than
like
without.
70
But didn't he say he
yards.
had Otton? So then he's going to have a decision between Otton and
Hawkinson every week.
Oh, man.
Evans still
I'm
coming
so
back.
sorry. It also
Maybe
means the other guy doesn't have Hawkinson, though.
Also, maybe
Right?
you
I
flip
like a
one-
little scheming. Even if he's on your bench, it means that other guy doesn't get the points.
Also, maybe you flip one of
I
those
like
guys
it.
for somebody else to help
don't
your
care
roster out.
Devious.
All right, this one from Panthers fan 3. You don't have to put the record in there, Panthers fan. Just make your record.
Aw.
Should I make this trade? Give Tyreek Hill and Deontay Johnson, get Chubb, Marvin Harrison, and Jaden Daniels So this I think qualifies as blockbuster. So let's see what the trade machine has to say. And the trade machine likes it. It is accepted. All right. So how do you break this one?
All right, so you see the math right here. Tyreek Hill, it's a good opportunity for him. Obviously, with Tua back, things are different. But I want to point out Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, we're undervaluing him going forward. I think this week specifically, we will start to see the Nick Chubb we are used to. I know he was on IR to start the season, so you even got him late. So the opportunity to have Marvin Harrison Jr., who you got early, maybe Jaden Daniels, I think he will ultimately look better and better. I'm not as worried about him as you are.
You think his Linsanity run starting again?
Yes.
He's got 2 games against the
Most
Cowboys.
fun 2 weeks ever, though, the Lindsay.
Well, like really good. You know what though? Nick Chubb is the biggest part of that thing for me. I starting this week against the New Orleans Saints, who have given up a lot of production to opposing running backs. I think that
All right, is he gonna have 2 touchdowns?
I'm not going to go that crazy.
Oh. If he has 1, he joins a very elite club of guys who on his team who've had Hall of Famers who've had at least 50 rushing touchdowns. Just saying.
Yeah, Leroy Kelly,
And
Jim Brown,
yeah.
obviously. I think that's a good move. Yeah, I think so.
All right. As always, we always want to get final thoughts for the trade machine. We don't want to just use him for advice.
No,
we just want to,
he's our
see.
baby.
The machine has feelings. So let's see, what is it? Put me on the injury report as a DNP. Do not print. Little sad face emoji.
This thing hasn't printed in 40 years.
The trade machine.
You stop besmirching the trade machine.
Of life,
You know what?
sadly.